So how do you find the circumference or the area of a circle? Well, conveniently, we did provide the formulas for you right here, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. So it says here that the circumference is d times pi. D, just a quick reminder, represents diameter, and the diameter is going to represent the width of the entire circle. So here, I want to go ahead and write down the first formula, which is circumference equals diameter times pi. So what I'm going to do first is figure out what the diameter is. Again, the diameter is the full length of this circle, so I'm going to say the diameter is 10. So if the diameter is 10, all I need to do is simply plug it into my equation, my formula, sorry. So C equals, instead of D, I'm going to replace it with 10. I'm going to multiply it by pi, and that is my answer. So circumference equals 10 times pi, which is 10 pi. Now, if you look here at the format of the answer, it says circumference in terms of pi equals blank pi feet. Since pi is already provided for you here, all you're going to have to type in is 10. In the future, though, if you notice, you have to be mindful, if this pi symbol is not here, you're going to have to type in the following: 10 pi. Pi stands for pi, and the program will accept it as the answer. That's only if this pi symbol is not already given for you. Now it says circumference as a decimal. So what I'm going to do, since the answer is 10 pi, I'm going to go ahead and multiply it out as a decimal using 3.14 as pi. So as a decimal, I would say circumference equals 10 times, instead of pi, I'm going to put 3.14, and I'm going to get that circumference equals 31 4/10. Here, since the units are already provided, notice I don't write any units because it's already given for me. So I'm just going to type in 31 4/10. Now we're going to be talking about area. So let me just clear this out so we have a little bit more space. So once more, the formula is given for the area, so I'm going to go ahead and use it for now. The reason why I say for now is eventually there will come a point where that might go away and you're just going to have to go off of memory. So here, I want to first find the area in terms of pi. Well, the formula is area equals radius squared times pi. So R stands for radius. Now here, I was given the diameter, okay? The radius would represent just half of it. So from the center to a point on the outside of the circle, that is called your radius. So if my full length is 10 feet, the radius would be 5 feet. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it into my formula. Area equals, instead of R, I'm going to replace it with 5 squared times pi. So here I'm going to get area equals 5 squared is 25. 25 times pi is 25 pi. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in for my answer. So again, since pi was already given to me, all I need to write down is 25. Now it's asking us to find it in terms of as a decimal. So what I'm going to do now is multiply it out. So here, I'm going to say area equals 25 pi, but instead of putting pi, I'm going to replace that with 25 times 3.14. When you multiply that out, I get the area equals 78 5/10. So let me just type that in as an answer. 78 5/10. And again, the units are already provided for me. So I'm going to submit. And it will check each of your answers. So a green box would represent that you got it right. A red box would mean you got it incorrectly. So real quick, just to show you, if I accidentally forgot and I put pi here, which might be a common error, you're going to notice, oh, look, I got it wrong. So if this ever happens, be mindful to check, is it because you wrote pi when they already gave you pi? Okay, so just keep that in mind. But other than that, that is it. Hopefully this helps.